Round two, we're back. We're doing a different trail today. We're actually in Gunn Park, and we're taking one of the trails here in Gunn Park. And as you can see, I'm gonna have to get wet again, even though I do have my trusty waterproof boots on here. They're not exactly high enough to prevent me from getting wet, so I'm gonna have to just take the plunge. Ah, yuck. Oh. Well, I didn't do too badly. Anything for Brenda, right? That was fun. Not really. All right, it's about 4:45 here in the evening, and we just decided I was just gonna take Brenda to the dog park, let her run around, but she doesn't like to be confined into the dog park fenced in area, so she would rather be out and about. And since it's a nice day today, there's quite a few people out walking around with their dogs, so I really couldn't let Brenda run off leash out in the open field like I like to do. So we're gonna do a little plan B here, and we just decided to take one of these nice little trails that they have here in Gunn Park. Again, Gunn Park is a 155-acre park in the middle of Fort Scott, Kansas. And in addition to the few lakes that they have here and the camping facilities, and they also have frisbee golf, they have quite a trail network here. And this is the first time that we've ever really explored one of the major trails here. And it's nice. And I believe that this particular trail also allows mountain bikes, because they do have a mountain bike trail here, and I believe the trails sort of overlap in certain areas. But again, it's a nice area. It's nice, it's woodsy, secluded, still nice and warm. The sun's about an hour away from setting. It's probably in the mid 50s right now, 58 maybe. It was actually 60 degrees on the ride over here, according to the car thermometer. What do you think, girl? You like this trail? I like it. And it has a slight upgrade, as you can see. Normally, most of the trails that we take are pretty flat, but this one actually sort of traverses the side of a small hill that sort of encapsulates this section. I mean, Gunn Park is it has some undulating terrain. It's not completely flat, so there's like small little ridges and small little hills back up in here, so it's kind of neat. It's kind of nice to have varied terrain. Obviously, not all of Kansas is completely flat. Eastern Kansas has some small hills, some small bluffs here and there, has more of the undulating terrain. It's not as flat as a pancake like most people assume all of Kansas is. Actually, I think Nebraska actually is flatter overall than Kansas, but Kansas gets the notoriety or the fame, whatever you want to call it, for being the flattest state, even though it isn't. What do you think, girl? You having fun? You like it? It's a nice little trail. Boy, I tell you, we're getting our walking in today. We did about 1.75 miles earlier with my original video, and then we're gonna get a fair amount in here. My hip definitely is letting me know that I'm perhaps maybe working it a little bit too vociferously, but I have Miss Brenda here to consider, so I want to make sure that she gets her daily heaping dose of exercise, so my bad hip be damned. We are forging ahead. Oh, and I actually got my left foot wet. When I was crossing the creek, I stepped in an extra deep portion of the creek, and my left leg got wet all the way up to maybe with a couple inches below the knee. So I have one soggy wet sock, which kind of sucks. Okay, this trail is actually called Custer's Last Stand. So there you have it. Custer made his last stand in this vicinity, according to this trail post. Here's one of the nice little frisbee golf thingamajigs. I don't know what these things are called, but they have several of these interspersed throughout this large field down below and even up into the hillside. So we've been here a few times and seen several groups of people playing frisbee golf. And it looks like fun. I've never tried it, but it looks like fun. Alrighty, here's the official trailhead info as part of the Gunn Park Trails. Custer's Last Stand, intermediate, red 1.4. So I guess the entire trail length is 1.4, which is the red here on the map. We only did a small portion of it because we accessed the trail basically from the midpoint, and we're just heading back to the parking area. So again, this is a pretty nice little trail within Gunn Park, and you can kind of get a nice little view of what constitutes Gunn Park. Man, I keep waiting for Jason Voorhees to pop out of the woods here with a bloody machete. Walking through some of these trails reminds me of a Friday the 13th movie, for real. All right, Brenda led me back to civilization. So we're here right near the parking area by the dog park. And this is going to be pretty much the end of this little short video.